Rain had already soaked the empty parking lot by the time Ethan Carter folded the last shopping cart into place. His hands were rough from years of work, his jacket smelled faintly of engine oil, and his tired eyes carried the weight of a man who hadn't truly rested in years. His phone buzzed. It was another reminder that the rent was due in 3 days. Before he could silence it, another notification appeared from his daughter Lily's school, reminding parents about the upcoming father-daughter picnic. Ethan closed his eyes for a second. He had promised Lily he would be there, just like he promised every year. Somehow, he always found a way. But on that same rainy evening, a decision made inside the tallest glass building across town would collide with Ethan's life in a way no one could have imagined. What began as a cruel joke would become the moment that changed 4 broken hearts forever. If you believe kindness can change lives, second chances are worth giving, and love sometimes appears in the most unexpected places, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who still believes in hope, and tell us in the comments where you're watching from. We'd love to know where our amazing viewers are joining us today. Ethan had been raising 7-year-old Lily alone ever since his wife Emma passed away from a sudden illness 4 years earlier. Every morning began before sunrise. He prepared Lily's breakfast, braided her hair after watching countless online tutorials, packed her lunch, dropped her at school, then worked 2 jobs until late evening. One shift at a grocery store, another repairing cars at a neighborhood garage. People often assumed he was unlucky. Ethan never argued. Life had indeed been unfair. But every night when Lily hugged him before bed and whispered that he was the best dad in the world, every hardship somehow became bearable. Across the city lived Victoria Reynolds, the 38-year-old CEO of Reynolds Global Technologies, one of the country's fastest-growing companies. Newspapers called her the Iron Queen. Investors admired her confidence. Employees respected her discipline. The media loved her glamorous lifestyle. What almost nobody knew was that behind the expensive suits, private jets, and endless business meetings was a woman carrying invisible scars. Victoria had lost her husband Daniel in a helicopter accident 5 years earlier. Since then she had buried herself inside work. Her luxurious mansion echoed with silence despite the laughter of her 9-year-old daughter Sophie. Sophie had everything money could buy except the one thing she wanted most. Someone who stayed. Nannies came and went. Tutors changed every few months. Housekeepers rotated constantly. Business meetings always came first. Victoria convinced herself she was building a better future for Sophie. Sophie quietly wondered why the future always mattered more than today. Meanwhile, inside Reynolds Global's marketing department, a group of younger executives had grown tired of Victoria's strict professionalism. They often joked that their CEO had forgotten how to smile. One Friday afternoon, during an office celebration, someone proposed a ridiculous idea. They would secretly create an online dating profile for Victoria as a prank. Nobody expected it to go anywhere. One assistant randomly selected a profile belonging to Ethan Carter after seeing his humble picture online. His profile wasn't polished. It wasn't filled with expensive vacations or luxury hobbies. It simply read, "Single father, auto mechanic, grocery worker. My daughter is my greatest achievement. Looking for friendship more than romance." The employees laughed. "This one is perfect." Anonymous messages were exchanged. A reservation was made at one of the city's finest restaurants. Neither Ethan nor Victoria knew they were walking into someone else's joke. Ethan almost didn't go. He owned only one decent shirt. He borrowed a blazer from his friend Marcus at the garage. He spent $30 he couldn't afford on a haircut. Lily smiled brightly while helping straighten his tie. She hugged him tightly before he left. "You deserve someone who smiles at you, Daddy." Those words stayed with him during the entire drive. Victoria arrived at the restaurant irritated. She had cancelled an important investor dinner because anonymous messages convinced her this mysterious man seemed genuine. The moment she saw Ethan walking toward the table, she assumed there had been some mistake. He noticed her expensive dress. She noticed his worn shoes. Both immediately realized they belonged to completely different worlds.